Look who we've got here at the desk. Mick Mulvaney, former South Carolina congressman and chief of staff to Donald Trump. But you probably know him as your favorite regular here, week after almost every week on the U.S. Report. Mick, great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming all the way out to Australia just to be on this little show.
It is great to be here live in the studio. Great to see the teleprompter with all the misspellings of the language, as you've clearly gone native after your 20 years here. Favorite is spelt wrong. Labor is spelt wrong.
Well, just wait till we play Scrabble after the show. You know, I'll teach you a thing about where those U's and Z's and S's go. But anyway, Mick, great to have you here. And before we get into the show, the horror show that is the Biden administration just keeps rolling on. Why do I call it a horror show? Because Joe Biden, well, he sees dead people.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Now, normally on this show, we would just point to the president's stumbling, shuffling delivery and roll our eyes and wonder who's really running the show at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But there's more to this clip than that. Have a close listen again to this bit.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Now, that Jackie he's talking about was Jackie Walorski. And guess what? Well, Jackie Walorski is no longer with us. She's dead. The 58-year-old Republican and two of her staffers were killed tragically in a car crash at the start of August when the driver of an oncoming car veered into her lane. Of course, this created quite a stir at the White House press briefing. Watch Karine Jean-Pierre, I gotta say, the hardest working woman in show business, try and spin the president's way out of this one.
What happened in the Hunger event today? The president appeared to look around the room for an audience member, a member of Congress who passed away last month. He seemed to indicate she might be in the room. What happened there?
So the president was, as you all know, you guys were watching today's event, a very important event on food insecurity. The president was naming the congressional champions on this issue and was acknowledging her incredible work.
He said, "Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? She must not be here."
No, I totally understand. I just explained she was on top of mind.
Really? Top of mind. Now, look, grief is a serious thing, and I don't want to make light of that, but I've never thought about my long-departed terrier Maggie and then tried to throw her a ball. Another reporter also had to go at this.
The late Congresswoman was top of mind for the president, and her family was expected to be here, and that's what he was thinking about. Why was he looking for her? I'm not trying to be snarky here.
As he was naming folks, she was on top of mind, and he understands and knew that he was going to see her family on Friday for this bill signing. Again, I don't think it's all that unusual.
So what's going on here? I mean, there's no way he didn't know she was deceased. After she was killed, the president and the first lady issued a statement saying that they were, quite understandably, shocked and saddened by her death. Now, I don't want to sit here and play armchair physician and diagnose the president's obvious ailments, though it must be said that forgetting that someone has died is a sad and common symptom of a variety of conditions associated with age-related mental decline. Obviously, though, the same media that analyzed every awkward step or drop of water spilt by Donald Trump is giving Joe Biden a pass on this one, just as they have so many other times, like when he became the only man in history to fall up the stairs of Air Force One. Now, whatever's going on, I don't buy Karine Jean-Pierre's explanations that Jackie Walorski was simply on the top of Joe Biden's mind or whatever's left of it. Frankly, I think she would have been better off suggesting that Joe Biden was simply rehearsing his lines for a geriatric remake of the 1999 M. Night Shyamalan thriller The Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
Mick, you knew Congresswoman Walorski.
Yeah.
What do you make of what happened here.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it. I've been traveling, obviously, so it takes a while to get here. It's the first I've seen that. Interestingly, I have followed American news since I've been here, and I've not heard anything about that until I'm sitting here today, which means it's being buried back home. That's a tough clip to cover. It's a tough clip to talk about. Jackie was tragically killed in a head-on car crash last month. I'm a little bit sympathetic to Karen Jean-Pierre in that circumstance, because what else is she supposed to do? Because she can't come out and tell the truth, which is that he forgot she was dead and the guy's having problems. But that's the type of thing. I mean, listen, when we had Donald Trump in office, there was lots of times you walk down the hallway and go, okay, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
This one is not fixable. And I think the only way to sort of prevent this from becoming top of the issue of the 2024 reelect, if Biden starts to run again, is to try and bury it, because this is as bad as it gets.
But I mean, you know, every single week on this show, there is something really bizarre and off. And I'm not just talking about, you know, sort of slips of the tongue or gaffes or the kind of things that Donald Trump, when, you know, you were working for him, would have said, which would fall under that category of gaffes, which are just truthful things that you're not supposed to say. These are real things that people would have real concerns about.
Yeah, and what they've been able to do, and you can do this with any president, you can sort of protect him or her when they're in the office, when they're in the Oval Office. You control when the media comes in. You control even sometimes what questions get asked. It's a very controlled environment. When you start to move out to a campaign, if Biden indeed does run in 2024, there's a lot less protection. And the fear, I think, in the Democrat parties is that what you just saw there is not the only time they're seeing it behind closed doors. And they are really scrambling right now to try and figure out, what do we do with this candidate next year?